Welcome, Libra. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a reading for you. And I'm going to start with the Wild Unknown archetype card, and I pulled the Forest. Other names are the Jungle, the Woods. Those are a couple I can think of. This is about entering into a deep, dark, mysterious adventure. And so for those of you that have experienced playing in the woods, exploring the woods, camping in the woods, you will be familiar with the incredible mystery and enchantment that accompanies this entire world that is absent of all the familiar structures that comprise our lives in community. This is where animals live freely and individuals, human beings, more often than not, are simply guests. This is a place of enchantment, magic, absolutely, but it's also a scary place. And if you've ever spent a series of nights in the woods, you have often, and I'm not talking about in a campsite or that's being patrolled regularly, I mean sleeping in the woods fairly independently, there is a certain healthy fear that can accompany that depending on where you're at. But the idea as well that you are just one among a number of species. You are not privileged in any way, presuming you're not out there hunting. And so this is a grand adventure that is full of magic and mystery and hidden treasures. Once you're on this adventure, you cannot go back. In fact, the adventure isn't complete if you haven't gotten lost along the way, had to double back, had to rediscover the correct path. It's all about getting lost to be found. And for the Crystal Spirit Oracle, I pulled the Petalite. And this is about compassionate observation, detaching yourself from your powerful emotions, particularly if you are an empath or a sensitive or an intuitive, a psychic of any sort, establishing some kind of neutrality in a situation, neutral witnessing in order to observe something as it is, to be able to accept what you see rather than what you would like to see. So it's an important skill because it is so easy for some to be pulled into the emotional desires and needs of others that may not be contributing in a positive way to a situation. And your role as a compassionate observer is to observe without judgment, without desiring or needing to change what you see. So this is an interesting combination for you, Libra. And I'm feeling that there is a sense of familiarity on this adventure you're on. You've already given yourself over to some particular wild skill or gift that you have, something that calls you to step outside of the box, outside of the norm, to explore more of what the world has to offer. Things that many will never explore, have no interest in exploring. And yet, in order to serve that exploration, that adventure, is to observe as truthfully, as neutrally as possible. In your present, the Six of Cups. So this is coming as a recreation of an experience of sharing your gift. And this recreation is a result of a childhood experience, either in relationship or in an opportunity, a way that you were able to relax, to exercise a gift playfully for the joy and pleasure of others, including yourself. So there's a lightness to this beautiful card that definitely talks about soul bonding. This gift you have, this opportunity that is coming before you that you've experienced before, this experience you're recreating of exercising your gifts in a way that allows you to be yourself, to uh, release the expectation of performance in a particular way, to allow yourself to be natural at something you're very good at, and allowing yourself to be natural in that creates this place of play and pleasure, this engagement with others that is creative, and that feels like the penultimate jewel of this adventure that you're recreating. It isn't that you're recreating the exact experience, it's that you're uh, you're transforming a new opportunity through this sense of uh, complete engagement with your gift, the desire to share as openly as possible with others something you do well and naturally, a way you're tapped in. There does feel to me to be this way in which you are uh, very in tune with whatever this opportunity is, but the need to be neutral, particularly if you're activating some kind of healing relationship or opportunity, or you're in a teaching or training capacity for others. To be a part of something that represents this larger communal, even global activation of a gift, of a community, of a healing, supportive community. In the past, the Judgment card, or I'm sorry, this is the Moon. I always confuse these. The Moon in the past, wow, this really is a different way that I see you're constructing this new experience out of uh, a deep healing journey that you have been on in your past. This is a place where you came to take full responsibility for behaviors or actions that you feel were done in error, that you're not proud of, that didn't feel good. Perhaps you were the victim of some behaviors that left you scarred or reactive in some ways. So there's a lot here about your ability to become more neutral, to not be reactive to situations that may be reminiscent of your past, to recognize that ultimately you learned that even in the face of feeling victimized, being a victim, you came to understand through your exploration of your own unconscious energies that you were not alone, that you actually experienced something that helped to build your resilience, helped you to understand what the experience of victims or others that are in need of healing are experiencing. This is part of the training that you received in your own life, perhaps at an early age or in a family of origin, where you learned how to stand up for yourself, to receive the protection that clearly surrounds you. So you have a lot of protection, but it is because you are very vulnerable in some way that affords your gift, affords your talent to have this far-reaching impact in the world. So I'm seeing this forest as being a location that you and a project, a team are constructing, building something that reciprocates with natural elements and energies, perhaps the natural resources of the earth, herbs, uh, natural foods, interaction with the animals and species, and supports the ecosystem of the larger world, not simply the communities, the cities, the villages, the towns we live in, having an impact beyond that, so that you are establishing the stewardship with the earth itself. In the future, the Strength card, the beautiful cactus in this deck, this is really about your inner strength. So I do see something of a tension here for many of you between this compassion, this intuitive sensitivity that you have towards others, their needs, their connections, the ability to link in and feel what others feel. And this other quality of being strong, being able to survive the varied terrains of your environment, the sometimes isolation, the exploration of unknown territory, or certainly off the beaten track territory, and your perseverance in accomplishing something. You have limited your needs so that you can go the distance. And in so doing, you've understood or are understanding better the value of this inner strength, this valuing yourself as stronger than many, and why others lean to you or come to you for your strength, your expertise, your ability to support and help others to find their strength. So this is a theme that's emerging from your strength. You're learning how to neutralize this ability to be compassionate, to be intuitive and connected, so that you can help others find their strength. And this feels like a particular way that you are healing. I'm even curious for some of you if you're using herbs or natural potions, elixirs, concoctions, salves. It is my curiosity. But if this reading is resonating with you so far, Libra, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. Thank you for being here with me. I so appreciate you and your support. So the Moon card in the past is clarified by the Two of Earth, and the Six of Earth, and the Six of Cups is clarified by the Hermit card and the Two of Water. So I've got a couple of twos there. Interesting. And the Strength card, the Cactus, and the Future is clarified by the Five of Fire and the Hierophant. So, in the past, this incredible amount of shadow work that you've done, this opening up to this larger collective community that you intuitively are aligned with, that you intuitively vibe with, that has helped you to identify what the needs of others are. This is helping you to define the service that you're creating as your purpose, to recognize you're part of a very large community, a team of some that are living, some that have passed on, some that you know through other worlds or spheres of connection and communication, but you're part of an effort to reconnect the world in the most basic fundamental ways in order to support the survival of the earth. And this is something that you do by understanding best how to utilize the resources you've been given, certainly the resources of the earth. These are 2 earth cards, promoting a process and a project, an effort that helps you to balance with all of the creatures that you coexist with and the other members of your team. So I see you as part of a team, as consciously creating a team that can help to build this project, this service-oriented project that creates healing opportunities for individuals and quite possibly aspects of the earth, the land that you inhabit. In the present, the 6 of Cups is clarified by the Hermit and the 2 of Water. So there is a lot of reflection going on with you, which is also a symptom of the Moon card. So you are actively reviewing your experiences in the past and leveraging them in a way that serves you and your team, your project towards the future. So this is a liminal space. I sense that you are making a huge transition and transformation into another level of activating this desire to heal. The 2 of Waters is the 2 of Cups in other decks. So this is about true connection, deep connection, as a result of the connection that you've made with yourself. You have spent serious sacred space, time in that space where you have stood in your own authority, understood that no one can direct your path but you, and only you understand what's best for you. But that extends beyond you, because it's the process of establishing one's individual authority that is the building ground and the connection with others. So as you build that authority with yourself, trusting in your right to be who you are, to make decisions in your own best interest, you are mirrored in your relationships in that same way. The connections are deep, and they're based on the ability to bond around work that needs to be done, work that you envision, that serves beyond your relationship. It's meant as a service for others, and it's meant to facilitate deep connection. And that there is a playful energy here. It feels a little bit heavy because I think there's so much transition. I mean, from the Moon into the forest is still rather overwhelming terrain. There's so much more there than we can possibly experience. However, I think the act of staying connected with self reflects in our relationships in a way that authenticates who we are, our gifts, and our willingness to serve joyfully others. In the future, the Cactus, the Strength card is clarified by the 5 of Wands and the Hierophant. I feel like you're almost running a school here, or a program where you are training and being trained into a certain kind of practice. It feels like a healing practice, but it's very informative. It's ushering others into a kind of stewardship with the earth. So this indicates to me that you're coming together, and this can be your team, it needn't be a school, bringing together this collaborative team, working with others to impact or affect this committed project. that you are leading is actually allowing for opportunities for you to train others and for you to learn in that process of training. So that's why a school came to me initially, but simply building this project requires a collaboration, a participation, and engagement with others at a level of high commitment and buy-in. And as a result of that, every decision that you make as a team requires a whole process of stepping forward and stepping back. Having an opportunity to participate at the level of strength, and you're modeling that in some way for others, but also allowing others to share in the credit for what is created. And this is important to you because there isn't a sense of ownership here. There is a sense of stewardship, that you're guiding something along a certain path, but you're inviting the support of others that are working with you. And this whole reflection process is about, again, that bonding, that deeper bonding with self that affords the knowledge, the wisdom to identify one's strengths. We all deserve an opportunity to work from our strength. And I think you're providing that for others on this incredibly adventurous, ambitious project that you are forwarding, that you are navigating, that you've committed to. Thank you so much, Libra, for this reading, and I hope this has been insightful. Until next time, namaste.